What's good, guys? I talked about how I was, I felt like my channel was getting really stale and I was bored with making videos because I was always doing the same ones, so I was going to try something new. I recorded a few things and they kind of fucking sucked. I'm not going to lie. They weren't good. So I was trying to come up with other ideas, and finally this one kind of hit me last night. I was having a conversation with TG Elias, one of my favorite guys on YouTube to chat with. He's always super positive and just a good guy. And I don't know, somewhere in that conversation, I started to think about how with video games, it feels like I'm just always obsessed with the shit that I don't have. Fixated even on the stuff that I don't have. While I was, kind of talking with him, I was actually making a list in my notebook. I keep like a notebook of my wants list. I was looking up all the success games that were published in North America that I didn't have, and I was like making a list, and I was thinking, I'm like, man, I'm always making these lists, like developer-based lists or system-based lists of these games I don't have, and I rarely take time to appreciate the ones that I do have, especially after I've played them. And I was thinking, I got some cool stuff in my collection, some stuff that I'm really, really happy to own. And instead of always making videos about, stuff that's, new and exciting and fresh or whatever, maybe I should take the time to make some videos about the stuff that I have and I really enjoy and that is special to me. So I decided to make this video series. We'll see how it goes. I'll pick 5 games per episode, and I'll talk about, why they're special to me. What about them really makes them stand out as part of my library. So it could be, maybe how I obtained it. Maybe there's a funny story. Maybe there's a sentimental story. Maybe it was a gift from someone. There's all these different variables that I think make the process of how we obtain our games actually interesting, besides like I just went to a store and paid this guy X amount of dollars. And that's, to me, is one of the most interesting and fun things about this hobby, is that there's just so many funny stories and just weird shit that like happens, and it's cool. So I thought it was worth talking about, and I thought, instead of fixating on the shit that I don't have, why not worry about the stuff that is cool and that I'm proud of. So this will be the first episode of that series, and if it's, I don't know, I think I'm kind of regarded as like the opinionated fucking asshole fucking guy, whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit sentimental here, and I think that's fine. It's different sides to me, I guess. I can be a little toned back. So yeah, let's just get this started. Fucking digging a hole here. The first game I don't think is gonna be a surprise to anybody. It used to be my favorite game. It did get dethroned, but it is Kirby's Dream Land on the original Game Boy. And the reason this game is so special to me is because of the nostalgia factor. Me and my brother, we had a weird fucking childhood. You know what I mean? It was strange. I think it would have made a lot of people crazy, but we kind of stuck together, you know what I mean, because we did a lot better as like a team than I think if we were separate, and we endured a lot of bullshit together. And one of the things that we actually had, we didn't have many possessions, was we had a Game Boy, and we had Tetris, Kirby's Dream Land, and Double Dragon. And the game that we played the most was definitely Kirby's Dream Land. And whenever we were in the car to get dropped off at my aunt's for this month, or my grandma's for this week or this month or whatever, we would play this and we would hand it back and forth. We got so good at this game that we didn't just hand it back and forth when we died. We handed it back and forth when we beat the game. We were beating the game in 15-20 minutes. We used to have competitions to see who could beat the game the fastest and all that type of stuff. And this was genuinely our escape from the crazy bullshit that was happening around us on pretty much a daily basis. You know, I'm not trying to say like my fucking life was harder than anybody else's, because I know a lot of people, you know, had crazy shit happen to them, but this definitely gave us an outlet, you know what I mean, to just get out of whatever was going around and just jump into this game. And I still think about this game as almost like a security blanket in some weird way, and I know that probably sounds crazy, but yeah, this game always will just represent for me like stability and escapism, and the bond that my brother and I formed when we were, you know, pretty young. We were really close, we're still really close, and yeah, it's just a really special game to me. And this particular copy, our original copy he has in his collection, which I'm currently overseeing. But that one, you know, the label is really worn down. It's pretty yellow. And we were kind of grubby kids, you know what I mean? We took care of our stuff, but we used it all the time, so it got worn out. But this particular copy is really special to me because there was a store in my old city. It's like a church. What do you call that? It's not like, it is like a thrift store, but it was like ran by a church, and so all the proceeds went to this church. And one of the ladies there was really cool. She's one of my friend's moms, and she would call me up once in a while if they had like a big donation of video games, and 9 times out of 10 it was just, you know, crap that I didn't care about. But one time she called me up and said that there was some Game Boy stuff, and I went down there, and this game as well as Kirby's Dream Land 2 were there, and that's where I picked up both my copies. The cool thing about both these copies is whoever had them took meticulous care of them. Boxes were all broken down and folded, you know, like perfectly, with the manual on top of the box and the game on top of the manual, and they were put into Ziploc bags individually and just really well taken care of. Whoever had them took great care of them. So yeah, it was almost like they were meant to be. Yeah, it was just really cool. And yeah, this game is, I don't know, I just love that I have this game complete, you know, because I've owned the game loose forever, other copies of it, but to have this game complete is just, it's really awesome. The next game, this game is kind of funny. This game represents one thing and one thing only, and that is the thrill to hunt. I think I like the idea of finding this game more than I actually like the game, though I do like the game. This game was probably my unicorn of the last generation. I'm not sure when it came out. I should have looked prior. 2007 this game came out. I searched for this game for probably 3 years before I finally found a copy. And when I did, I think I was like almost sad. I was super happy to get it, but then I was kind of like, you know, now what am I going to look for? And it was 89 cents at GameStop, and I used the app to finally locate a copy, and it was a bittersweet moment, and that game is Fatal Inertia, which is a futuristic racing game published by Koei that has some light battle mechanics to it, which pretty much means probably 5 copies of this game are sold. When I got the game, there's probably a 1/4 inch like stack of GameStop stickers on them that was kind of interesting. I sort of felt like an archaeologist because, you know, I peeled the big lunk of stickers off, and then I meticulously attempted to separate them so that I could kind of follow the trajectory of this game's, you know, the price downfall. And interestingly enough, but I already kind of suspected this game started out as new. The very last sticker was a new sticker, and then from there it just went down and down and down until it was converted to pre-owned, and then it went down and down and down until it hit the 89 cent mark. And it still had, the reason I kind of suspected that was it still had the security sticker on the side. It had just been slit, you know. And the game was in great shape, obviously, because it was new. Cost me a grand total of 89 cents. I played the ever-living shit out of it. When I finally got moved and set my 360 up, played a ton of it. I figured that I liked the music a lot in this game. The game itself, it's good, but it's kind of like in a weird way, even though there's not a ton of these games out there, it still just kind of felt a little bit generic, like it didn't have an identity. But on the same token, it reminded me so much of Jet Moto, which is another childhood favorite that, I absolutely loved it. But I felt like it could have done without all the combat. But other than that, really cool game. Definitely my unicorn last generation. And this game, more than anything, just represents the thrill of the hunt. So every time I see this game on my shelf, I think about how fun it was to track this down and how exciting it was to finally find a copy. I know Play On Go had some luck finding this game. I think he ended up picking it up, but maybe gave it to Corn Muffin or something, and then I think Josh up in Canada found this game. So I know a few people that have had some success finding this game, but really tough for me to track down. Next, this game. Now, this game kind of like solidifies one of the friendships that I made through YouTube. This was, I believe, our first covert operation, and what happened was TG had made a Facebook post about how he had got this game. There was some in stock on the website. So both me and McFly, we devised a plan where, my wife did not want me to spend $40 or $50 or whatever it was on this game. So we devised a plan to, go behind her back, and I was going to send McFly cash, and then he was going to pay for the games, and then ship one to me, which was a great plan. It worked, except for one fatal flaw. By the time that we were able to order the game, they only had one left in stock, and McFly and I both wanted it. But for whatever reason, he was gracious enough to let me get it. So we did our covert operation. I ended up getting the game. It's Stromwind on the Dreamcast. A newer game. When did this come out? Like 2013 or something. I can't remember. Made by Red Spot Games over in Germany, and this game is fantastic. I love this game. It's got great music. In fact, I just recently received a soundtrack CD of this music, which was really cool. Shout out to Sporadic. And yeah, me and McFly, we were friends before that, but I think, the laughs and stuff that we had about the whole covert operation really kind of solidified our friendship, and it was just awesome. And as bad as I felt that I kind of got the last copy, when it showed up, the case was all broken, and the fucking manual had some creases in it, almost like somebody probably got this one and returned it, yo, give me a fresh one. But I was just happy to have it. But plot twist, they made more, so McFly was able to get his copy. I know Lost Gamer picked one up. I think Sporadic picked one up. I think pretty much everybody that I talked to that really wanted a copy was eventually able to get one. But there was a time, right around the time I picked this up, that, copies on eBay were going for, something ridiculous, $80 or some stupid bullshit. So I'm glad they repressed it to, keep up with the demand, because fucking, resellers are kind of ruining it in that respect. If you're gonna resell video games, that's cool, man. I respect the hustle, but fucking have some decency. But yeah, I was really happy this got repressed, and all my friends got a chance to get a copy, because it is an awesome game, and I definitely recommend it if you're into shooters, or if you're just a Dreamcast guy. This game, oh my god, what a fucking nightmare. I'll just show it. Pocky and Rocky and 2 on the Super Nintendo. This fucking game caused so much drama in my life, to say the least. beautiful fucking copy right there. I wish the lighting was better. Probably can't even see it. Whatever. It's a fucking video game. Basically, I had gone into a video game store, and they had the first Pocky and Rocky, box version, really nice. The game was really nice. The box is, not perfect. It's a little rough. And I asked the kid working, and, when I say kid, maybe 18, 19 years old, around that age, how much is that Pocky and Rocky game? Because there was a price tag on it. It was like a Post-it note. And he's like, oh, it's $35. And I was like, well, that fucking seems too good to be true, So I was like, well, I'll buy that. And so he was like, all right, cool. And I was like looking on my phone, and I was like, that seems really low. And at the time, $35 was a little bit less than what a loose copy went for. It hadn't reached the crazy prices it's at now. And he was working, obviously he was working, when he was like, going to cash me out and stuff. He said, I think we have the sequel that just came in. And I was like, oh, okay. In my head, knowing like, that's a really expensive game, there's no way I can afford it. And he's like, yeah, it's cool, let me show it to you. So he gets it out, and he shows me, and it was this copy, beautiful condition. And so, I just cast it out there. How much? And he's like, oh, I don't know, we haven't priced it yet. And I'm thinking in my head, like, you got a fucking cash register / computer. I'm sure it's online. You must have a phone in your pocket. Like, okay. Like, I was like, well, what do you want? Like, what do you think? And he's like, he asked me, he's like, what do you think? And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, how's $40? And I was like, are you sure? I didn't really say it like, that's too low. Like, I just, said it. Are you sure? And he's like, is that too much? And I was like, no. And he's like, well, since the first one is $35, I figure, the second one, $40. And he's like, but the first one is in the box. And I was like, oh, so he's going to start looking up prices here in a minute. And I was like, you know what? $40 is fine. Don't even worry about the box or whatever. And I was like, $75 for the pair, you got it, buddy. And he's like, oh, there is tax. And I was like, that's cool. Tax away. New York State, happy to help. So, I was fucking pleased. I was a happy camper. You know what I mean? These are two of my most wanted video games. Especially at that point, really into shooters. Super Nintendo was starting to get crazy. And I kind of had one of those revelations, like, when I was handing the money. I was like, if this didn't happen right now, it probably never would. It was probably never going to happen. So I was super, super fucking happy. I actually have that receipt, like, stowed away, because it's almost like the head of a buck on your wall if you're a hunter. That trophy to me, that's a point of fucking pride. One of the best deals I ever got shopping for video games. So I said, you know what? This store is fucking awesome. I love this store. So like a week later, my brother, myself, our mutual friend that I talk about all the time, he's also into games. I'm telling him, I'm like, man, outside the city a little ways, there's this video game store. They've got fucking killer deals. I was like, that's where I got the Pocky and Rockies. So we all drive out there, and I walk in, and I see the kid, and what I presume to be his father, maybe the owner of the store. And I see the kid talking to him, and they're pointing at me, and I was like, what the fuck is that about, right? And, my brother and his friend are like, why are they fucking pointing at you? I was like, I don't know. So, the older gentleman approaches me, and he said that I owe him a bunch of money. And I was like, for what? And he's like, for theft. And I was like, theft of what? And he's like, did you buy Pocky and Rocky here in the last, like, whatever? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, and Pocky and Rocky 2? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, you know that you paid too little on Pocky and Rocky 2. And I was like, oh, it was a pretty good deal, you know? I was like, but I still paid for it. I didn't fucking steal it. And he's, well, you know, he was obviously very mad. Now, did I feel bad about getting it that cheap? Not really. You know what I mean? Not really. Because I had sold games to the store before. They don't give you shit. You know? And I don't know. It's like, you know, I don't work for your fucking store, dude. If I see something and you tell me a price and it's good, I'm gonna fucking buy it. It's not like I fucking manipulated the kid or something, or, you know, like, threatened him, like, you better give me this fucking game for, you know what I mean, or fucking strong-armed it out of him. I didn't Debo the shit. So anyway, him and his dad and I, we are having a conversation. Conversation got heated. My brother and his friend felt a need to intervene. Some racial terms came out targeted at our friend. Some other things were said. And it got pretty ugly pretty fucking fast. And needless to say, all three of us are banned from the store. Police were called. We left, you know, real fast when things went south. And never went to that store again. Well, that's kind of a lie. I actually went there like 2 or 3 years later, and as soon as I walked in, the kid was like, "You can't be in the store." So I never shopped at that store again, I guess is what you could say. But I always felt like you need to price your shit. You know, you get inventory in, you need to price it. You need to have staff that knows what they're doing. It's not like I told some little old lady that her little Samson at the garage sale was worth a nickel. You know what I mean? I was in a retail environment. They gave me a price. I took it happily. You know what I mean? It's not like I was like, that seems high. Can you go a little lower? You know, I fucking took it. So, whatever. There's more to the story. But that's probably as much as I feel comfortable divulging. So yeah, Pocky and Rocky 2. Still don't like it as much as the first one, to be honest. But both are great games, fantastic co-op games. One of my favorite experiences I have on the Super Nintendo is actually finishing Pocky and Rocky, the first one, with my brother. We spent forever trying to playing it co-op, and it was just a blast. So, really, really wonderful games. Like the first one better, but this one, every time I look at this, I just think of all the fucking drama it caused. And I mean, really, the kid's the one that even brought it up. You know what I mean? He's the one that told me about it. Yeah, pish posh. What are you gonna do? Last game for this episode is definitely one of the most sentimental games I have in my collection, hands down. Not only is this one of the most generous things anybody's ever done for me, but it'll always remind me of, you know, my daughter, who obviously is one of the fucking, you know, best pickups of my life, you know, for real. Like, I can't imagine what I would be doing if it wasn't for her. You know what I mean? It's just weird. Like, I don't know, like, I kind of changed the way I think about stuff after, like, having a kid. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not, like, I make a lot of different choices now. And, this game was sent to me by somebody that I feel like I barely knew at that time. And it was the last thing I expected. He asked me for my address, and I gave him my address, and one day I'm opening mail, you know, maybe couple weeks after we brought our daughter home, and it's fucking Rule of Rose. My most wanted video game at that time. Like, this was #1 with a motherfucking bullet. No contest. Sorry. In sporadic spacebar, just sent it to me. Just fucking sent it. You know? And I almost fucking thought it was a joke when I opened it. Like, it was just like a printed copy. Is it going to be a practical joke or something? And I was looking for the cameras. Am I on punk? Right? Whatever. But no, man, he sent me a complete copy of my most wanted video game. And it's not a cheap game. You know, it's a very expensive game, which is why I have it in this fucking case. And that really fucking... I don't know, man. I kind of saw the fucking world in a different light that day. Like, it's like, there's some fucking really genuinely nice fucking people in the world, man. You know what I mean? And the note that he sent, which is inside the case, was short and sweet, something to the effect of, you know, like, congratulations, welcome to fatherhood. And it was one of the most touching things, like, no Momo, that's, like, you know, ever, you know, it was just fucking warmed the cockles of my fucking cold, bitter fucking heart. And, you know, so when I see this game, not only does it, you know, represent, you know, since then me and Sprague have become, you know, good friends, but, you know, it reminds me of coming from the hospital with my daughter. You know, it was August, early September, and it just, I don't know, like, I can almost relive the moment of, like, walking up on my, you know, porch to get the mail, and it was, like, a sunny day, and I opened it by the tree, like, right by the yard. I was dumbfounded, you know what I mean? It was in a fucking manila envelope. Crazy, you know? I just couldn't fucking believe it. And, you know, the first thing I did was call my brother. I was like, bro, this guy sent me Rule of Rose, a fucking congratulatory note about, you know, my daughter. And he's like, get the fuck out of here. So, of course, he had to come over and check it out, because he has the game, too. But, yeah, really cool, man. Still kind of in awe of that. One of the, I don't want to say it's like one of the best days of my life, but it's one of the happiest. I think is one of the times I genuinely just felt the most happiness, and it was because not just so much about the game, but everything that was like happening then. Just genuinely made me really fucking happy, you know. And that's, as a human, that can be hard to obtain. The game, I played the game. I fucking love the game. I don't understand people's fucking problems with this game, man. Mechanically, it's not the best, but it is so fucking creepy and just out there and weird. I fucking loved it. It was everything I hoped it would be, except the controls were a little bit worse than I had imagined. But yeah, really, really special game to me. This game will never not be in my collection. If I'm homeless on the fucking streets, this will be in my coat pocket. You know what I mean? Everything else could be gone. I'll probably have this, because of, you know, just everything that it represents. This is probably, not probably, this is definitely my most cherished video game related item right here. Hands down, no contest. And not just because it's like a valuable game either, just because of what I was saying about how, you know, he sent it on the day my daughter, or when, you know, when I just had my daughter and stuff. It's just really fucking cool. And on the same token, almost a week to the day afterwards, the Lost Gamer sent me Shadow of the Colossus on PS2, another really special game to me, for the same reason. It's like a, you know, congratulations on your daughter. And in theory, I should have gotten that game out as well, because those are both, you know, same caliber as far as importance for me, what they represent. So huge shout outs to Sporadic Spacebar and the Lost Gamer for the, you know, for the really, really generous gifts, man. Cool stuff. So that's the end of episode 1, man. In a week or so, I'll pick 5 more games to talk about, why they're so important to me. If you guys felt it was overly, like, cheesy, or, you know, I don't, maybe not cheesy, but off the path that I'm normally on, let me know. I don't have to keep doing it. I just thought it would be something different and fun. And, good to take a moment, step back, and appreciate the stuff that we have. So, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching.